Papa Swolio, what do I do if I want to lose a little weight so that my abdomen shows, but I don't have time? Oh, come on, bro.
Matt Damon.
What do I want if I want results? What do I want to do if I want to lose a little so that my abs, whatever, but I don't have time? Then you keep on doing what you're doing already. Am I supposed to really answer this seriously? What do you do if you want results, but you don't want to make time for the results? Am I going to sit here and put my arm around you and be like, well, yeah, you could do a swollen 7. Well, you can wake up and you could do 20 minutes or 15 minutes in this, and then you can make better. You're going to have to put in effort. Shocker. I don't even want to address this because it's a lazy question. Yeah, I don't have time. Yes, you have time. You're not prioritizing it and you want to be lazy. You want something with putting nothing into it. So your mindset sucks. So change that first before you think about what you want to do next. Pagu Perez Rodriguez. I just want to answer that seriously. It doesn't deserve a proper answer because it's not a serious question. Do you want the results? Do you want to make improvements? Then, oh, but I don't have time. Then what do you text? Then what do you message me for? Right? What are you sending a message for? What are you sending a message for? Hey, Papa Swolio, I want to build muscles and I want to eat better, but I don't have time. Then what are we doing here? What are you talking about? Okay, you just said you don't have time to do it. So you're not going to do it. Oh, but how do I get
Make me happy.
No, I appreciate people taking the time. I appreciate people taking the time out to message me. I don't hate this person as an individual, but what the fuck? Seriously, think about that. If you're saying you don't have time, there's two options. There's two things. Okay? You're saying you don't have time. So one, you're lying, which you are. You're lying. Or two, for whatever reason, you're one of the few people in this world that really doesn't have time, especially in the developed world, right? You just really don't have time. Let's say you have 9 jobs and 15 kids, you're Pedro or something like that. Let's say you then what are we talking about? If you really don't have time, then you don't have time. So you just answer your own question. Obviously, it's the first one. If you've ever had that thought, okay, think about something that, and we've all had that. We've all had those thoughts before. And then you want something really bad. You want to save for something, or you want to achieve something, you want to build something, or something you want to do. There's this trip that you've always wanted to be, so you save every last penny. You're just adding and stacking dollars and dollars. Whatever you do, right? And then you get it accomplished. Once you accomplish something like that, where by all accounts you didn't have time, or you didn't have the money, or you didn't have the wherewithal, but you did it anyway, then you realize, oh shit, this is why you have to try. That's why it's good to do difficult things and try to achieve and challenge yourself in the gym. That's why it's a good thing to do, because you realize, oh, I just didn't want it bad enough. Once you realize that if you fucking go all in and you don't take no for an answer and you get it done, you realize, oh, so I can do. And of course, when you say I could do anything I want, probably not. Most people can't do everything that they want, but most people can get outsized results, more results that they ever thought possible. They just didn't want it bad enough, and they didn't put in the effort. And they didn't try and fail and try something else and fail and try something else and get a little bit of results. And it kind of wets their whistle a little bit. Let me push a little bit harder. I got a little bit. You do this with training. You try this workout, you try this split, we get a little bit of results here, and I like this a little bit. I like this training split a little bit better. So let me add another set here. That was too much. That was too little. Let me try this over here. Let me try this movement. Let me order this exercise in front of this one. I like that better. Let's do that for a couple of weeks. But what if I do that and then add that extra day that I did before that I thought, that worked a little bit better. Oh wait, now we're not recovering. So let me take that back. You just keep on testing things but you have to kind of get addicted to those little incremental 0.01% improvements. And then, of course, as you make those improvements and as you get better and as you get closer and closer towards that point, time changes and then the whole landscape changes. And then maybe what would have worked that you finally figured out now that would have worked, a year or two ago doesn't work as well now. And then you're just constantly changing things. Like I am constantly changing things when I do with my training. I'm constantly changing stuff. Not on a macro level. I'm not doing all random exercise, but I'm constantly tweaking how many sets and a different exercise selection. I'm constantly kind of adjusting and subtly tweaking things, staying consistent, but subtly tweaking things to see if I can find that sweet spot. You're always kind of trying to calibrate for that bullseye, but you're never really on it. Like it's constantly moving. You're trying to like slow it down so you can try to get as close as possible. And then sometimes something happens in your life and you go way off target. You're trying to bring it back and like, whoa, it's, going back. It's like those video games where you have the bullseye, and sometimes in life it's moving. You have to like wait until it's crossing the bullseye to pull the trigger. Sometimes it's going like nuts, and then sometimes if you're really in the sweet spot, it's hovering and going slowly, and you can really hit that bullseye. You click, click, click. You're playing a video game, like if it's an automatic aim, but then sometimes something happens and the aim it's going crazy. You have to try to time it. I'm just giving you an example. Sometimes it's easier than others, but once you hit that sweet spot, you want to keep right around that bullseye, and that's the goal.